around, know my whole crew. Nigga, what? Nigga, we hold it down like we supposed to. Nigga, you can front if you want, we be poppin'.
What influenced you to start banging?
Well, as for myself, I mean, I grew up in my hood my whole life. Not saying that really, I mean, where I grew up, like in my neighborhood, you only got two options: either get into this neighborhood or that neighborhood. Not saying all my family live in the hood, grew up in the hood my whole life, and like the little circle, the little crowd, like the people I surrounded myself with, like all my homeboys, we just, I mean, there wasn't even a question, I mean, that's our home right there, it's like a lifestyle for us, it's all we know. So once the opportunity came, I went to get into the hood, I mean, it wasn't even a question, I mean, that's what it is for us,
Next question. What made you stop gangbanging? Like, what influenced you in your life that just said,
I mean, I caught an 8-year prison term, so that kind of opened my eyes up a lot, I've been out for 6 months, and I'm right here at Homeboys Industries trying to get my life together.
What made you stop gangbanging, bro? Like, what stopped you?
It's a little different for that,
If you could stop going to the neighborhood or swing by once in a while, somebody always bangs on you or hits you up, you're always going to say, where you from, you're going to approach that situation different. Like, you're not going to get nutted up, but you're like, no, I'm from the world. And, that's that. But I think for me, it was a dramatic change, like, when I got the 2 strikes, Like, at first, I didn't think nothing when the judge said 2 strikes. I didn't even think, like, fuck, I don't care. 2 strikes, I'll sign that shit. But then, when it was about to be done, the court, she said, you know what, if you ever get another felony in the state of California, you will be a candidate for a 25 life sentence. So I just smiled because the cops were there that arrested me, so I didn't want them to get the best of me. So I just smiled. But when I went back in that fucking box, I felt like I was sinking in, like, damn, I grew up in the hood, that's all I knew. Like, damn, where am I gonna go now, If I go back to the hood, I'm gonna get that life. I went to jail, my kid was born while I was incarcerated, so the girl was taking my son to go see me, and I just got attached to him, I never tried to be bad or nothing, It wasn't on me. I got out, moved to a different city, I've been out 10 months now. And I'm accomplishing things I have never accomplished in my life. I got a job, got my license, and it's hard and shit because, like homie said, right, it's usually in the boxes, you don't know how to do it. Just like him, I don't know how to go to no bank. I got my close bank card right here, but then in the morning, I was like, fuck, how am I gonna take the money out? I don't know how to do this shit. So I had to take it to the bank at 6 in the morning with me, like, hey, babe, take this money out. I don't know how to do it. All that texting, like, I know how to text a little bit, but like, as far as internet and Facebook, all that shit, I get lost, But I'm learning a lot of more things now that I'm here. How to control my anger and parenting and all that stuff.
That's good. So what made you stop gangbanging? What was something in your life that you just, you know what, this is what worked for me? I've been hearing family, environment.
I mean, for me, to do something different, I mean, actually, it's kind of strange, right? But for me, it was one of my little homies that had a big impact on me.
Okay.
He's in prison right now. He's got all day, and he's never coming out here. He was my celly before I moved. And he had a big impact on me. I know he's never getting out, and he's like my little brother. So I try to live every day out here for him, because I told him I was before I moved. So,
wow, that's big.
That's my thing. And plus, I came out here and now I have a son.
Okay, your son as well?
Family, but I see him now every day, and every time I see him, I want to do something different.
That's good. So what made you stop gangbanging? What's the biggest thing in your life?
Well, for me, to be honest with you, I really knew it's kind of hard for me to stop still, since I'm still young and shit. And I feel like I'm gonna be in this for forever, Like, but what's like trying to help me change and shit is my son. It's my boy when I was busted and shit in prison and shit. I was beat away from him, and I remember my dad used to write me letters and shit saying, I'm gonna be out, and the next time I'm out, I'm gonna do good, and I won't go back to prison and shit, and like it's like karma, you know what I mean? Like I'm in this shit now, and my son has to suffer, just like I had to suffer from missing my dad, my son has to suffer from missing me, and that's just making me want to change. I don't want that shit no more. But I'm so deep in this shit, like it's fucking hard, like it's in my fucking blood, Yeah. It's hard, And my motivation is just my son, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the biggest question, guys. If I could ask you guys, this is like, I'm doing so much research. Now, what do you guys think would help kids stay away from gangs? What do you guys think is effective? Like, what do you guys do?
Some type of gym, some type of sports in the neighborhood. Something that there's a little park in the neighborhood, and I wish they would have opened something up right there in the neighborhood, not far away, or somewhere where we can't even access it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Somewhere there that they can go and spend their time instead of running around the streets and any sports, whether it be sport or boxing.
You guys agree with that as well? Anything else specific that you guys feel? After school programs. Like, lately, we've noticed that
For kids, right?
For kids, yeah, there's a huge gap, like after school between grade and 8, Boys and Girls Club. That would work, like, because you guys, what comes from you guys, what you think is going to work for you, that'll help you, that you want to do. Because, for example, you get locked up, you get out, probation officer says, go to this drug program, you go to just to check in, check out. You know what I mean? Those type of things. What do you feel you would actually partake in to help kids stay away from that?
I think the Boys and Girls Club, like Homeboys said, a lot of sports. I know I would have had that in the, like I always had drama at the house. So I always wanted to escape from this shit, So if they would have had like a Boys and Girls Club like around right there, I would have just go probably play some ball, ball up.
Okay.
Instead I was going playing some other stuff.
Okay. Now this is the last question, guys. Alright. Did the gang force you to get in, or was it voluntarily? Did a family member ask you to join in, or how was it? Like, I know that some of you guys kind of already answered it, but like, was it? Do you guys feel was it like in your case? Was it family, right? Yeah. Family, and
For me, it was a way of living.
a way of living.
Even to this day, I've always seen it as a culture. That's just the way I
So the environment, you saw it around you all the time.
It wasn't even a forced thing, nothing like that.
For me, it's probably because we're from the same neighborhood, so it's grew up like all around that area is all fucking like it's all area we grew up is all like a bunch of Mexicans, and I just felt like I want to make it official now. I've been hanging around so much and been putting in a lot of work, and I just felt like fuck, like when I shake the homie's hand, like I gotta say my fucking real name because I got my hood name, So I was like, man, I'm gonna just make this shit official. I grew up here, I was representing, so I just once I told him, man, I'm ready to get jumped in, and as soon as that happened, I started going a whole different way.
Yeah. What would you say? Was it family that got you involved? Or you were involved?
It wasn't really family because my brother and then my mom, they all tried to keep me away from that. It's just, I loved it. I loved the neighborhood and I wanted to bang it. I wanted to, I've never really been the kind of person that wanted to party with the girls and where you have your crowds of your homies where you got these little pretty boys where they want to go party with girls and dress that look so they could get these females, and I was always the one on the side where it's like, now let's go put in work on our enemies. These fools is posted up over here. Let's go get our runbacks or something. So for me, it's just whether it's in the blood or not. It's just I don't do drugs, and to me, gang banging was my drug. Just to hit someone up, just to ask them where they're from. To me, that's what got me off, And it's like the question you had just asked about what could help kids stay away from things. Well, it's funny because a little bit before I paroled, where I paroled from, a lot of the older homies that were there with me, they would share things, and where we were at, you would think that they would want us to go out and do things, like as far as to represent our neighborhoods and still this and that. But one older homie, he was in his 50s already, he had been down, I don't know, maybe 30 years, something like that. He had told me, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you how your future's going to be. And that I didn't pick that up till a little while after, and it's true. And it's who you hang around with, that's what you're going to become. And even if you're not from the gang and you're hanging around with these certain people, you're still going to be labeled as that gang member. You don't got to worry about the cops because you're just going to do time. You got to worry about these kids out here carrying guns, because that time you get hit up, that may be the last words you ever say, because they'll take your life in an instant.
That's big. That's big. So what would you say in the end, like how you got involved with gangs?
I mean, it's just, like Homeboy said, it's in our blood, it's a lifestyle. I mean, it's like a tradition. It's more like a tradition. I mean, once that time comes for you to get in the hood, I mean, you just know, you know, I mean, tradition, you know, that's how I look at it.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for everything. And I'll be right there. All right, guys.
All right, thank